Hi, welcome to another video, and in this video I wanna give you 5 tips on how to read faster. So most of us who are reading, we really don't have enough time to read enough books and to read all the books we want to read, and we all wanna rush and read as fast as possible. So that's okay. I mean, I'm now gonna go over 5 tips on how to read faster. So I hope it will help you, and let's get right into it. So the first tip is to use a pointer, so like a guide. It could be a pen or finger. So when you're reading a book, you should try to follow your finger, or it could be a pen or a ruler or whatever. Just focus on top of your finger. So because our eyes are jumping from point to point, but when we have something to follow, then the eyes are going smoothly. And when your eyes are going smoothly, then you can read faster and you can move faster. So it takes so much less time to go through the text when you're just following something and when you have a guide. Because when your eyes are jumping from word to word, then it takes a bit more time to focus on that word and to recognize it. But when you're going with your finger, for example, then it's going much faster. So that's the first tip that helped me really a lot. But what I notice is that you can do that in the beginning, but when you really get used to it, it's gonna be much faster for you to read without that finger. So use that in the beginnings, so that you practice and train your eye, and later you can just continue with just your eyes. It's gonna be really trained enough, and you're gonna be really into that reading, into that routine. So it's not gonna be needed to go like this through the book, and just do that in the beginning. That's at least how I did it, and then you can do just without that finger. Second tip is to stop subvocalizing. So subvocalization is when you read inside of your head. It's really something that's really hard. I mean, I'm still struggling with that, and sometimes I find myself that I don't understand the text when I'm not subvocalizing. So it could be really difficult in the beginning, and it is, and it will take a long time. So just try to really read only with your eyes and your brain, of course. So just go through text and recognize, and don't read aloud in your head. So we were taught in the school that we should read aloud and then we should read in our head just like that, but it's actually slowing you down, and that's why you should stop. That's why you should try to stop literally talking inside of your head while you're reading, and just try to read and read as quietly as possible. That's the best explanation I can give. So as I said, that's something I still struggle with, and it's okay if you're subvocalizing. You can still read fast if you're subvocalizing, but it's gonna be way much faster if you don't subvocalize. Third tip is focus on few words at once. So for example, on a page we have, let's say, 10 or 12 words in a line, and when we focus on each word separately, it takes a lot more time than if we would focus on, for example, 3 or 4 groups of words. Because every time you, as we said, with our eyes, as we make that jump, it takes some time to recognize that word, to focus, and then to move on. So if you can limit and reduce that number of jumps, for example, if you don't jump 12 times, but you jump 3 or 4 times, so 3 groups of words, and you go through the line with only 3 jumps, it's way much faster than going with 12 or 10 jumps. It's something that's really like practice, but you should try to focus your eyes onto, for example, the middle of the book. Not the middle, but something maybe few centimeters from the edge on each side, and then start on those lines and then read like that. And it's really, as well as I said, it requires practice, and it takes some time to to get good at it, but it's just, matter of practice, and it will just get better when you reduce the number of jumps you make in a line. Fourth tip is to go through the book before reading. So when you're reading something new, it's really useful to go through the book just to see the structure and to see the words and to see where are the words positioned, how the book feels and looks. And when you know what to expect, then you're gonna be able to go way much faster, because it's something that you remember from like few minutes ago when you went through the book, when you're actually reading. So just turn the pages before reading, and then you will make yourself reading much easier when you know what you're gonna read. You're not don't read exactly and really the words, but just see how the words are positioned, and you will read a few words, but it's gonna help you to understand better. Fifth tip is to really practice and not rush. So for me, the fastest way to read is when you read and when you understand from the first time. So when you understand first time when you're reading, that's the fastest way to read. So don't rush into trying to go through the book really quickly, or don't try to find something really abstract to make your reading quicker, but really focus on practicing, focus on reading regularly, and focus on understanding what you have read. So for me, that's the fastest way to actually get faster at reading, practice, because the more you read, the faster you will be, and it just takes so much time, and the more you read, you can read faster. There are no limits, and the more you practice, you will be better at it. So just give yourself enough time, read a lot, and then you will naturally notice that you're getting faster, and without using any additional tips or techniques, you will realize that you're getting faster, and then just keep on with that, practice, and focus on understanding the book and the text. And as well, what I've been researching about is that there are a lot of academies and schools for reading, and they have really good methods and techniques of reading, and I've heard that some people are reading pages in 10 seconds or 20 seconds. So there are really some really advanced techniques. I myself haven't done that yet, but it would be a really great experience if I could learn to read that fast, but it's really that really exists as well, and if you have time and willpower, you can research that as well. So these are my 5 tips on how to read faster. I hope it was helpful. Maybe you have some of your own tips and something that you use for your reading faster. For me, as I said, the most important tip and thing is to practice and to really understand what you're reading, and the more you read, the faster you'll be. So that's the main thing I want you to remember, and that's mostly it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.